How is he to work with?
Stephen is a dream. I just had a little break in my shooting schedule, and I couldn't wait to get back. And I pretty much, in general, like what I do for a living. But he's just such a great guy, and just his talent aside, he's such a great guy, and you just go whatever you want, you know. Yes, absolutely. And he has a great take on everything, and he's very clear. You know, he doesn't speak in riddles and rhymes. He has a very clear point of view, and to work with him, it does a lot of handheld. So the camera is on his shoulder, and so when he's directing you, he can just tilt his head and just look beyond the camera and give you a little tip or something, and then go back. So you never lose your sense of, you know, what you're doing. And he shoots really fast, which I love. I just love working with him. I just hope I get the chance again to do it. Very much so. He's right there, and what I love more than anything, when you shoot movies, invariably now they have a monitor, you know, like a video monitor. And so after every take, the actors, the producers, the lighting guys, you know, the makeup people all go, you know, run around this little video monitor and all get obsessed by it, you know. And that in itself just cuts your day by a third, because we waste time looking at ourselves and, you know, wallowing in the glory of what we just shot, as opposed to bang, 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 bang. And so he doesn't have that, you know, little video village that everyone is like the security blanket. He sees it right through the lens, so he knows what he's got. The first few days, you know, just me working with him in that way was, do you think you have it? He went, oh yeah. Okay, so I'm thinking, okay, so there's nothing to look at. I can't go and see the playback. He goes, oh, I've got it, yeah. I saw it with my own eye. I said, okay. But it's just great. It's just a wonderful environment to work in. Everybody around him, he obviously employs people who he loves to work with, and everybody loves to work with him. So there's a wonderful sense of camaraderie and a great work ethic that everyone wants to do this and give it their best shot. And I think just from the cross-section of actors who really want to be in this project, shows the respect that he has, that people have for him. And he has for his actors too. He's an actor's director, as opposed to a director for hire, somebody who can come up with the goods very well. He's an auteur. And for me, it's been a dream of mine to work with filmmakers, and to be part of that very intimate process of filmmaking, and he certainly has that. When I first read the script, I was just very impressed in the way that the stories, there are 3 different stories in the movie, and I was very impressed by the way that they were all entwined, and very impressed how the characterizations of all these different characters was so good. And just from reading so much material, I try and read as much as I can, even if things aren't specifically, you know, pointed at me to work in. I try to read as much as I can, because I have a production company as well, to see what's around there and you know, what's coming up and what's exciting. And I was very excited about the project. I actually knew that I was pregnant when I read the script, when Stephen offered me the role. So I had to get on the phone to him and say, because I obviously wanted to do this, and just through the material, and then with Steven Soderbergh directing on top, I definitely want to do this. And it just came at a point when I was like, okay, so when are you shooting? And he told me he's going to be shooting in April. And I'm counting the months going, I'm going to be 5 to 6 months pregnant by then. And I thought I would be able to do it like next week, so I'd be able to like bang it out and nobody would know. And he said, so I had to tell him, and I had to ask him to keep a secret for me if he didn't like the idea of me playing this role pregnant. Would you keep a secret? And he said, for sure. And he got back to me and said, I think it would be great for the character. It would add a strong dimension to her. It would make a lot of sense of why she does what she does in the script. And I said, great, well, let's start. And here we are. My character has a very nice life. She has a husband, a businessman. She has a child, a 5-year-old boy, and she has a child on the way, and she has a very good social status in the community of La Jolla in Southern California. And she finds out, literally, as the DEA is taking him away, her husband is taken to jail. And she finds out and is told that her husband, along with having a construction concern, property, real estate, also his actual main business, his most lucrative business, is importing illegal drugs. She doesn't know this. I mean, it completely blows her mind. And so she realizes that, one, she loves her husband and she has to help him as much as she can. And two, she looks at her surroundings and realized, even though this is dirty money, this has come from a bad place, it's a bad source. She doesn't want to lose the social status that she has. And the child that she's carrying will have nothing less than the one she has already. And so this drive comes within her to, in fact, pick up the pieces whilst her husband is in jail and have certain people removed from society who know too much about her husband. And so when I read the script, with my pregnancy at the back of my mind, I just said, well, this is amazing because it adds that extra dimension of nobody or nothing is going to take this away from me. You know, her whole life crumbles. People, they owe money to people. People are coming out of the woodwork to get that money. And she just needs to remove a little situation, a person who knows too much about her husband, out of the equation and deal with the people that her husband has been very successfully dealing with for a long time. So I was thrilled that I could add that. And it's a great journey for her. It's for my character, it's a great role to play. You know, it's like Al Pacino's role in The Godfather in a way. I'm not mirroring this, but it's that wonderful sense of innocence that can turn. And you don't quite know whether she's actually enjoying this at some point. She's a housewife, you know, she has charity functions in her own garden. All of a sudden she's dealing with very, very heavy people and situations. And so I kind of, you know, the analogy of Michael Corleone, I think it was his character's name, it's, you know, because you think this angelic looking boy is the one that's going to, you know, break that chain in the movie The Godfather. He's not going to be like those other ones. But in fact, it's kind of inherent. He just does it, and he does it very well. Yes, I think I don't say I would be ordering assassins for people who got in my way, but I think we all become accustomed to a certain lifestyle, whichever degree it is. And there's certain, you know, luxuries or treats that you really miss, you know, and I can relate to that absolutely. You know, my father's been in business all his life. He's had ups and downs like everybody, you know. It's like everything's going great one year and it's like the next year is not so good. And it's like, but why? Especially as a child, you don't know. You don't know why can't we go to Disney World? Because we can't. There's no funds. But, you know, so I think we all can relate to that. But I think for her to take it that step further and to do what she does and you know really just want to continue to play happy families where everything is perfect, the rug is straight, everyone turns up to her charity events and she raises lots of money. And the idea of, you know, something getting in the way of that is just too much for her. It's about all that. It's about corruption, a lot of corruption. And the film's about so many current issues. When I first read the script, and you know how sometimes it's like you're part of something or something happens in your life, then all of a sudden you pick up every newspaper or every magazine and you go, is it just my imagination, or has this always been going? I mean, is this like really hot in the press right now, or is it just that I'm tuned in to this subject, and so if I open up the New York Times or watch CNN or something, I get to I get, it's right here. It was happening right here. The relations between the U.S. drug czar and the new appointed Mexican, and then these assassinations that have been going on, and it's all so current, and it's a very current issue. But what I like about the movie is that it's current without any class, without any social, you haven't got to be living under a bridge somewhere to be into this world or know about this world. My character's very into this world, and she lives in this most beautiful estate in La Jolla and has a very nice life. And to the outside world, they're the perfect couple. And then Michael Douglas's character, he's the U.S. drug czar, and then his life gets interfered by his daughter's problems. Even though he is the person who's standing up there in Washington and shouting out loud that we have to do something about this. But it's a very current story, and it's wonderful characters, and it's a great ride. It moves. You have 3 different stories going at the same time, all connected by drugs, corruption, and how confusing they are. Money, it's a lot of money, and sometimes it's impossible to control. I can't imagine not playing this character pregnant now. It's just, I can't imagine. And I was speaking to one of the producers on the telephone last night, actually, Scott Greenstein, and just going, how do you like the pregnant twist? And he's going, it's great, because when do you ever see a woman really pregnant? And you can just tell you're really pregnant. And it does. I just feel blessed that I can work with such a great auteur, great director on a great project with so many good actors. Really, I know without even finishing the movie yet, I know that I'm going to be proud to be in this movie, along with everybody else who's taken part. And to be able to do that free of being shot from here up, or constantly trying to hold in the fat that's just kind of come on me all of a sudden. It's a wonderful sense of freedom, and I love it. It's like, you kind of get used to it. Tell you what was really funny the other day, though. The still photographer always documents the whole movie, so there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of photographs that you have to go through to say if you want it used or not used. And I hadn't really thought about it because for the first time I hadn't gone to see the dailies, the rushes. Usually I'd finish work and then I'd go and see, what we did the day before. So I made a conscious decision not to do that with Stephen. Not that he doesn't mind me going to see them, but I just went, why? I feel very comfortable with him so close to the camera. Why go and watch what I did and analyze and try and be objective? But it's difficult. So I saw myself in these still photographs. Huge. Like my face is like filling the whole screen of the little frame of the film. Sideways, my arms, my backside. I don't even want to go there. So it wasn't until I saw that I went, I guess I'm pregnant. Yeah, I guess I'm playing pregnant in this. And I really am pregnant because you can see that. You can't put those extra pounds where they do come on an actress who's just not pregnant. So that was a bit of a shock. It was a little bit of a shock. And then I went, oh, God, don't be so vain. Who cares?